Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us with Retekess TR113. This is an AM, FM, long wave, weather alert, airband, CB, VHF, UHF, single sideband, shortwave radio that's app controlled with Bluetooth, MP3 player, and built-in recorder. Gotta love it all. This can be currently found on Amazon USA for $259.99. I'll have links down below in the paid links section. If you like what you see and you want to support the channel, check them out. Definitely a cool radio. So here it is, the TR113. Fantastic. What sets it apart from other radios? We'll definitely touch on some of the features that it does. Yeah, I'm really liking this. So let's check it out. It's green, like in the green color. What do you get in the box? Well, you get this radio. Awesome. You get the Loopstick on top. That's included now. It was always included with the Retekess models. Ratty was the one that when they first launched, they did not have it. They had to send it out. But Retekess includes it, which is a nice feature if you want to tune your medium wave without having to turn the radio. Like that feature. In the box, we also get a charging cable, USB to Type-C. Handy to have. We get some tools. We get a cleaning brush and a little Phillips screwdriver to access the battery bay, though you won't be using it to access your battery bay, and we'll talk about that. Also, we have a carry strap. Goes up on top here. That's a good thing to have. Should be installed, but this has a nice grip on the back to pick it up with, so you don't necessarily need that if it's staying around on your table, which this is really more of a bench radio, which I think is where it should belong. Also, we have two guides, one with the app control and one for the full band. This is pretty simple. I've had many manuals showing this, or videos, excuse me, showing this manual. It's pretty basic. It just shows what the app can do, how to download the app. It's very simple. Okay, we'll show a little bit of that in action. The main manuals right here, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, because I want to get right to the radio and have some fun. There you go, a little overview of the product. If you kind of want to know, if you don't know about this radio and you're curious, there you are. Just know it does a lot. As you heard me announce, all the different bands it covers. It does them quite well. I was sitting there with it today, enjoying the airband. I was enjoying some fire calls on the VHF, and even some police calls on UHF, which I was surprised I still could pick up. There's a bunch of functions on the buttons, which I'll try to cover. So if you can't find this online as a downloadable, let me know, and I'll dedicate an entire video to this manual so we don't have to waste a lot of time during this video. Let's see here. Okay, steppings. Nice. So you got some proper steppings on VHF, so you can tune in your favorite 2-meter ham radio operators. Nice. And you can see how you can tune down on upper and lower sideband all the way down to 10 hertz. Yeah, that's a nice thing. I'm just looking here. I think that's your different meter bands. Yeah. MIPO? I don't know what a MIPO is. What's a MIPO, guys? There's a lot of antenna operations. So if you're doing a lot of external antennas, you might want to investigate this. It's more for the advanced user, but we're not going to touch on that in here. That's for maybe a future episode. This is mainly just getting to use your radio. I'll be honest with you, with default settings, I'm happy as can be with this thing. It gives you more than you'll ever need. If you want to explore these later on, you can. Okay, we got EQ. Does a lot of modes there for EQ. I love that. I think I passed something up important. Here we go. Another little blurb I wanted to show you. Those are all the bandwidth modes. You get quite a bit. Looking shortwave and medium wave, excellent. And when you're in single sideband mode, you even get more because you have the 500 hertz for CW. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So this, I think, pretty much rounds out the manual. I don't know if there's technical parameters in here. There usually is. This is main specs. There you are. Now, this is cool. So I want to touch on the fact that you can do upper and lower sideband shortwave from 2.3 all the way to 30 megahertz, which is good. You can't do it on medium wave, unfortunately, or long wave. If you go and look on VHF, it's interesting. It starts at 20 megahertz. Yes, FM goes all the way down to 20 megahertz. Love that. I guess that's a thing. So if you're looking for that, it has it. Some more information there on the bottom. As you can see, lithium battery is a 3600 milliamp hour, and it says non-removable. They went with that for a reason. They called it safety, and they made a whole video about it. And if I remember, I'll try to attach that video to this in the iCard section above, if you're wondering what's going on with that battery. They decided to do something different. Okay, we're done with the manual. Let's get to the radio. Yeah. Let's go to dimensions. We'll do a size comparison. We'll start talking about features of it. So I don't know if I'm centered or not. I got it balanced on a battery to kind of keep it in frame. It's got a kind of a wobble to it because it's got this big base radiator on the back, which you'll get to see in a second. So dimensions, 7 inches in width, 7 1/4 inches in height, and a depth from front to back of 3 3/8 of an inch. So yeah, it's pretty thick. Thick and beefy. Love it. It is the Hulk. Let's go size comparison. I always have my culprits hanging around. CC pocket in the house. I think that's the current time, 7:19. A few minutes behind here on the CC pocket, but give you the idea. That's Central Daylight Time. I'm near Chicago, Illinois, USA. And it is currently July 10th, Wednesday, 2024. So it's got a perpetual calendar. I love it. And if you don't have that radio, we have a deck of cards. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves Retekess radios with a bunch of bands, man. He's Iron Man. Get an idea, though. Deck of cards. It's awesome. You just see how big this radio really is. Great. Gotta have my little sing-along, right? I love it. So let's look at the features of the TR113. If I call it 919, I am sorry, Retekess. It's just because I've been using the Radii a lot, and it's a similar radio. But the TR113 does offer some extra little features, and we'll cover them. Left-hand side, the main feature here is it's green instead of metallic gray. Loving it. It's got that campsite green color, forest green, I want to call it. It's not OD green, which is, I think, Retekess or Radii's doing. They're coming out with an OD green. This is more of a forest camping green, which I like, actually. This looks better, I think, than OD. That's just me. I don't need it to look military. I know it looks kind of military as it sits, but I like the camping look to it. There you are. Going to the front where everything happens, the business end. Let's talk about it. Let's go over everything you see. So you got a main LCD showing quite a bit of information. When the power's off, you got this perpetual calendar. You could have it set to always showing the time, which is kind of handy. Or you can have it turn off and go blank. Right now I have it on. Same with the lighting. You can have the backlight on all the time. Same as your secondary screen. Liking that. As you can see, it's showing our micro SD card is installed. Light bulb with 1 means main light is always going to be on unless you turn it off. Same with number 2 here. That will stay on until you turn it off. Over here we have app control. That means the app is engaged and a device is using it. So right here, you'll see I have my phone. And I can control various aspects of this radio with this device, which is nice. If you're sitting back in your chair, you don't want to jump up with the big radio and tune it. You can tune it right here from the comfort of your hands. It's nice. Plus, it gives a little bit more information on the screen. I like it. Off to the side, when we're tuning, you get to see kind of what's going on over here as well. So we'll move that over there. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, we got the main screen, we got the smaller screen. Smaller screen is a dB level for your signal strength. And then we have our clock showing. Now when the power's on, you can cycle between the clock and the signal to noise ratio and the signal gain. So you'll have that. It's kind of reversed. They did the numbers differently. So the higher number over here is your gain, and your signal noise ratio, your lower number over here, is on the left. So they just switched it around a little bit. As you can see, you got key lighting. This is nice. You can turn that off or up to 30 seconds after key press. Liking that. Buttons, let's go over them. So we'll go fairly quick here. I don't want to bog this down because I want to turn this thing on and start jamming, right? We want to jam on. So pause, play, squelch function, mute. Just remember that one. That's a good one. Radio band button, long wave, medium wave, shortwave, FM. Subband button is what it says. Meter bands for shortwave. Medium wave, I believe it changes your 10 kilohertz, 9 kilohertz while you're on medium wave. Nice. Does a few extra things, but we'll keep going. UHF VHF, well, you hit that button. This has other bands as well on it. Weather band, CB band. You're going to be accessing those bands as well using that button, and I'll be showing you that. Bandwidth, of course, doing all the different bandwidth options you have. And demodulation when you want to enter upper and lower sideband. Antenna mode. Antenna mode's nice. You can go from internal to external antennas. Attenuation, -10, -20. Over here we have for the Bluetooth, access Bluetooth mode, and MP3 playback. Over here we have time set. Of course, sets the time in the calendar, and if you press the button, it will turn off the main screen after it times out, and it won't stay on all the time. It's a good feature. Same with alarm. You have dual alarms with this radio, and if you hit this button, it'll turn off that screen as well when it times out. Of course, display, like I mentioned, changes what's shown here on the mini display. You'll just toggle this. We want to see. Oh, it's going to show alarm time here for your different alarms. Nice. Okay, great. So it does show alarm time as well. So let's turn those lights back on so they always stay on for the video. I'm liking that. All right, and of course we have a few other buttons. We have a scan ATS button, which I'm not a fan of. They haven't changed the way this works, and you gotta be real careful. When you're scanning your presets, which is amazing on Airband, I'll try to do that. If you press and hold it too long, you'll start the ATS and you'll wipe out all the saved presets. That is a big deal on the Airband because it takes a long time to get all those frequencies added. They need to change that. That's the one button they need to work on. And I think they can do that with a firmware upgrade. So Retekess, if you're watching that, change that. That would be really nice. Set button, configuration, let's hit it. This will let us change stuff. So we can change the setting for the main, secondary, key lighting. The C is for the key lighting. You can set it for a bunch of things. You can set it for always on, which it is right now, or you could have it set for 5-second delay or up to a 30-second delay. We'll leave it on full right now. Press the center knob to confirm. Keep scrolling. App enabled. You can actually disable it, so you cannot use a phone app at all if you don't want a phone connecting to your radio. Tone enable. That's just a start tone, you know, that little CW tone you hear. You can turn that off. Timer display shows the time on the radio. Now this particular version should be coming up here in a second. Okay, is 1-698, which is fairly recent. This is a stable release, and this 698 does have soft muting, so you will notice that with this radio compared to one that doesn't have it. The newest one, which they say might break a radio, I don't have that installed on this one, which I probably won't until they tell me it's okay. That one allows you to turn the soft muting on and off. Okay, I gotta turn those back on. There we are. Okay, cool. So that's something to know about. So a lot in your setting button there. We have, of course, your knobs. Fast tuning, slow tuning, micro tuning, and fast tuning with this one, which we'll show you. Delete function for deleting presets, and backspace. Like if you enter in a number and you enter too many numbers or one number's wrong, just hit the backspace and re-enter your number. Preset. Press and hold, add presets. You get 200 presets per band, a total of 1,600 on the radio. You get everything done with that. Just know it's amazing. Enter your frequencies down here. So type in your frequency and enter it in. Record. If you hear something that sounds cool, tap record. Got a micro SD card installed, it'll start recording. It sounds fantastic. It will record in FM stereo, but the only way you know that is if you have headphones installed and you're monitoring that. So if you have a monitor with your headphones in stereo, it will record stereo. EQ function, just know it's awesome. You have so many choices there. Volume up and down controls. Up and down here, we got tuning, up and down, browse tuning. You also have, of course, seek tuning. And you have for your track forward, track back, fast forward, and rewind when you're in MP3 mode. On the right hand side of the radio, we have a manual tuner for the Loopstick antenna for the internal and external Loopsticks installed. I don't use this too often. I don't find it as usable as a passive loop next to the radio. That's just me. Here we have a lockout switch. We can lock out the radio. We can lock out the middle position, the tuning knobs, and then lock out the entire radio, all the buttons and tuning knobs. So we'll unlock it. Here we have our auxiliary in. That's nice when you have a 3-inch speaker that rocks. Here's your headphone experience. Just expect an awesome one. That's all I'm going to say. Micro SD card slot. I got 16 gig in there. I think it supports up to 256. Type-C input. There you are, 5 volts. I think it's 5 volts, 2 amps in, though I only noticed a 1 amp charge rate. Okay, great. And then going to the back here, we have our antenna tuner. So whatever you're tuning with that side knob, you select what you're doing, medium wave, shortwave 1, or shortwave 2. Those correspond to the corresponding loopsticks on top as well. Going to the top of the radio, let's show you what's going on. Put that pen aside. We have the external loopstick, which is nice. This pulls out. It's on a TRS connection, which is different than a normal TS. This antenna works with other devices that have TS, but you can't plug a TS into here, so just keep that in mind. And then you have an external SMA for VHF UHF. Nice. And of course, you can toggle on or off your Loopstick with this. Now, I'll be honest with you, this Loopstick is great for long wave edition, but for medium wave, use the internal. So, carry strap mounts. Back antenna is 38 inches for excellent FM performance. This radio scored excellent, by the way. It found 90 stations in my area, and selectivity was very good to excellent as well. There's a keep carry well there. We have the external antenna input, which you'll find yourself using for medium wave. If you want to use a passive loop directly connected, it sounds fantastic. It removes all birdie tones from the radio. This radio suffers from them on medium wave. And you can remove them with a passive loop next to the radio or a direct connection. It eliminates it completely. So here you are, you got a kick out stand, super bass. And then behind here we have a battery. Let's see if we can't open that up. Let's move that battery out of the way. Now Retekess decided to go with a lithium polymer cell. So it is hardwired to the radio. They did away with the two 18650s, which I do not know why they did. They say this is safer, but I always thought a cylindrical cell is safer if you know what you're doing with it, if you're putting it in properly. The Ratty uses two of these. The interesting thing is that the Ratty can run on one of these. So if one of your battery fails, the second battery can still keep the radio running. Keep that in mind. Plus these come in capacities up to 3600 milliamp hours, which this is. So, yeah, I don't know why they decided to go this route. Again, you can look at their video, they talk about safety, but again, these vent well and everything. The only thing I could think is you mishandle these and you could be a problem. But they opted for this, for security, probably too. What they did is they installed, there you go, 3600 milliamp hour flat pack lithium, and they took and they removed the springs. I'm trying to hold this without, let me just lock this radio down. All right, pull this pack out for you guys so you can see what's going on with the battery, because this is the main feature they changed. And I keep bumping buttons trying to pull this out on camera. Okay, so they used foam. You can see they actually gutted the center divider, because there was a divider for the two 18650s. They took the springs out to get that battery to fit. Try this close on camera so you can see. You know, I'm setting this down. But you can see that's the battery right there. So put that back in, but wanted to show you kind of where they're coming from. Again, I'm not a fan of that. It's the one of the major caveats of this radio. I spent a little time on it. I want to tune. I don't want this to turn into an hour-long video. It won't, because I'll probably do some dedicated band scans with this radio. We'll try to tune in some ham radio operators in the future, because that'll be fun. But let's just get this screwed back in, and let's turn this on. Let's do a demo. So you got little rubber feet on the bottom to keep it stable. All right, so let's turn this bad boy on. And I'm going to use the app control. Yeah, let's use the app control. So I'll bring this in, and we could turn the radio on from here. So let's do it. So we got, I don't know why it's saying mute lock. Okay, let's unlock this. Let's unmute this. Okay, I don't know why it's muted. All right, let's just turn it on and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to run an audio demo here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just stop that one and bring it back. There we are. You can reconnect to the device. Nice. I can control it. Let's control. And we'll go, I don't know, I'm looking at play right there. Awesome. Volume.
Garfield Park because of an early morning crash investigation, but we're hearing that police are starting to open up things. So this is in West Garfield.
Mick Carter, Master Detective.
As you can see, I'm jumping to the folder, the recording folder, and it was the wrong button. I was trying to access, I think it's demodulation. That lets me change the repeat. I was going to show that. So all we got to do is go back to where we were. Let's go over 8, 9. Let's go to 9. Yeah. Okay.
Becoming West.
Okay, we'll call it right there. Now, it does remember track and track position. I don't know if I mentioned that to you. Yeah, folder options. I was trying to figure out what that was. I kept bouncing around. Access the radio band. I thought for sure it was like this button here. I don't remember which one it was now. But anyway, there's a button in here that lets you change the repeat on this. And I'm subband. It is subband. Okay, so I had the right button. I just pressing and holding takes you to the recording folder, which is nice. Let's record it on here. So there you go. You can see you can repeat folder. I don't know if you guys can see what's going on there. Random, repeat all, repeat one over and over. So those are repeat functions for the MP3 player. All right, so yeah, functions on that. It's nice. So let's go ahead and yeah, we'll put this to the side here, off to the corner. I lost my battery. My battery rolled away. There it is. Oh yeah. Let's get that underneath there. So let's explore some shortwave. Hey, that's what I want to do. A little limited time here, and yeah, I'll just pop this little antenna up. See if we can pick up any hams. I doubt it, but we can try. I'll show you what I did with my presets. We'll go through them really fast, and then we'll see what we can pick up. So, hooking it up to my antenna here. I got this little wire antenna. It's a Fezequin. It's a little jobber. You can pick these up pretty cheap. 22-foot wire. It's strung up to my window. I'm in a subfloor basement, so there you go. So let's go ahead and switch over to shortwave. So hit the radio band button. There's our shortwave. It's showing what's on over here. Same thing. We'll keep that up. Turn the volume. Bandwidth. 3. Preset mode, which we'll use. First, we'll show you tuning. So you can tune slow. You can change it by hitting the center knob, stepping 5 kilohertz, and it goes really fine, as you can see there. So 5 is the fastest. The outside will do. But the inside is where the magic happens. So if you want to go up fast, you hit this. Actually, you want to not do that, excuse me. Let's go back up to 5. You start tuning with this. It's flashing. Now hit the center, and it lets you fast tune. I think there was a ham there. I don't know for sure. But see, that's pretty cool how that can do that. We want to change that though. Whoops. Let's go back. I want to go to the smaller one. There. And now when that stops splashing, we'll hit this button again and we'll change our outside ring to 1 kilohertz. There we are, I hear them. Waiting for a louder signal. There we are. We're going to want lower sideband. It goes defaults to upper sideband, so I have to wait. Then I have to hold it again. Go to lower sideband. There we go.
That's a pretty good transformer. So I don't think it's the plate transformer. I think it's the variant. But I should put in that choke and have the choke input. Well, the thing about it, Collins put in that tune choke. And I don't know if I got any little cast laying around or not. That's what the right time. But doggone it, I'm not happy with the voltage drop. I'm going to run the thing up 4,000 volts to get 3,000. And it didn't work. So anyway, that's another thing. There's more view on it.
Yeah, Roger. Well, if you get another radio, I tell you to get that ICOM 7610. That's the one that's about the size of the 7600, but it's...
As you can hear, ham radio operators are great, and it seems like it's pretty dead on. You can tweak his voice just a little bit, but it always seems like it lands right on frequency. Drift is not... It's awesome on this radio. There's hardly any drift or any fine-tuning involved. You'll find that out when you're using this radio. It's fantastic. It's cool we picked up hams. I know it's getting a little late into the video, so let's go to FM.
It's a 200-watt receiver, but
against a poor coach who knelt down and privately said a prayer, and they fired him for that. Thank God for him that he stood up for his faith and our faith.
Signal strength, single strength, signal noise ratio.
Turned a lot of other bad decisions by the court. And
preset mode. Go through them.
A bit about my song, The Prodigal.
It's the frequency there.
Last few years, reporter Beth Shelburne, host of the podcast Ear Witness, has been...
Oh, I killed it in Minecraft, or I was the social media queen, or...
Thing is possible. The family adopted Christabel. Christabel...
Because not many of those people believe the news about Jesus being the Messiah.
What it is that voters really wanted.
Music. Stay up to date with the hottest concert info and immerse yourself in it. Submit your own prayer request.
I can even
kind of refreshing. Active.
But since we discovered
Oh no!
I'm back. That meant
Suggestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE, maybe temporary.
Another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
practice research.
Related for vehicle.
So how can we not?
Right. Our limited time.
Carpet. Stop in today.
When you don't compromise.
Are ready to help you reclaim.
This is another hostile measure.
Why are you sitting on the floor? What kind of pills are you on?
So that's the FM. Again, I want to show everything. So yeah, let's go to the different radio bands. It's going back to the lower side band. One of these guys are still talking. Yep. Okay, so AM.
You can start by getting your free Reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-831-0771.
You'll find that it's best on the internal, which it is now internal. But you can change it. Whip. External loop, which I have turned off at the moment.
This Friday,
there you go.
Semicolon Bookstore can now be found on the ground floor of the Wrigley Building on the Magnificent Mile, along with an added camp.
WSB? Actually, that could be a local.
Western medicine did.
WGN, Chicago?
I had rare spinal bone cancer, which brought my neuro-oncologist and neurosurgeon. Head groundskeeper, and they're going to bring this tarp out. So they knew it was coming, and then you knew right away that they were going to have to pull the tarp out, and they're getting it out now.
So yeah, great radio. Showing the band you're on, modulation, bandwidth, the volume, stepping, what antenna you're using, frequency, and of course down here what's happening, what mode you're in, radio mode, app controlled, battery life. Yeah, it's all right there for you. There's so much being displayed. Let's go to UHF. You heard the weather?
Chance of showers and thunderstorms. Waves 1 to 3.
Press and hold scan, and it'll go automatically into alert mode. So when an alert comes in, it'll put the radio right onto the alert, which is fantastic. Press and hold.
Thunderstorm
turn it off.
Times. And the normal low is where Rock River. Waves 1 to 3. Lows in the lower 60s. The following Windsor Park. The wind was 8:31 p.m.
So picking up 6.
Northeast winds around 10 knots, becoming variable around.
So let's go to the air band. Let's see if we pick up any planes. We're going to use the scan button. Now, the interesting about scan is you have to turn the squelch off, which is weird. But to do the air scan, you have to turn it off. And we're going to scan my presets. I put a bunch in here. We'll see if anything comes up. And then if not, okay, that's pretty loud.
368, 194, 230.
It sounds fantastic. Loving it. Airband, it was outperforming my handheld Bearcat, which is surprising as far as reception goes. That was same on VHF and UHF, so I don't know if it's better with this radio. My Ratty wasn't as good. This one, though, with the whip, was doing really well. It was outperforming on UHF as well. I was impressed. So, there's the airband. Let's switch over to... Just got to tap that lightly. Don't long press that. There's CD. I don't think I have any presets here. Nothing really happening. So we have VHF. I only have a few presets here, which you can pretty much scroll. 1 second. Use buttons. Yeah, I only got 4. I don't think we would get lucky and get a fire call. Be nice, mainly fire stations. and then you could go UHF. And I have some presets here as well, just a couple. I picked up, I think, a police frequency. Yeah, that's the different frequencies there. You can see on the phone, which is nice. So you get a little bit more information there. So yeah, that's how that works. Again, real simple to get it set up and running, and then entering your frequencies is very simple. You just enter desired frequency and go. Let's see, I think I covered pretty much what I wanted to cover, so I think this video will come to an end, and we'll do some final thoughts.
Thursday through Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thursday and Saturday.
Liking that.
Limited thunderstorm risk. Sunday through Tuesday. Limited thunderstorm risk in time.
All right, so we'll leave it right here on this weather band. Why not? So final thoughts on the Retekess TR113. What I like about it, similar to the 919, I like the strong speaker audio. FM is fantastic, being excellent. It's just, wow, it's amazing. Build quality is great. Single sideband and easy to tune. I'm actually a fan. The soft muting is nice. I am grateful for that. Not soft muting, it's a little chuffier, so it is nice to have that soft muting. A later revision on the firmware will probably let us turn that on and off if you're not a fan, so that is also out there. It's got plenty of presets, 1600, external antenna options, which is amazing for medium wave guys. If you're a medium wave listener and you got a passive loop like a Turk, like this bad boy here, why not hook it directly to it? I got a wire. There you go. You can hook it right to the radio on the back, and it sounds fantastic. Medium wave on here, you'll love it. Actually, we'll do some videos with the twin coil attached to this one. What do you think about that? Should be awesome. What else do I like about the radio? Quite a bit. Proper steppings, nice bandwidth selection, EQ. I mean, it's just amazing. Recording. You saw me recording. I love it. The MP3 player is decent with all the different playback options and the ability to change the folder, as you saw, which I bumped by mistake. You learned something new. So yeah, and then of course the ability to update the firmware. That's a beautiful thing. And it comes with this external loopstick, which, you know, it's not the best out there. I'd rather use the back and use a passive loop. That's just me, because you will get internal noise from the displays. It does happen. If you're working on fringe station or faint stations, you'll hear it. It'll come in as a whistle, a high-pitched tone. So something to keep in mind when you're using the radio. Dislikes, wants. I want this thing to use 18650s. Retekess, I don't know why you went away from this. I watched your video and I understand a little bit about why you did it, but I don't know. These are pretty safe if handled properly. And they vent, so I don't see an overcharging problem, because they do have venting capability. And I like the fact that on the radio you can just install one battery if you want, and you can get these up to, like I said, 3,500, 3,600 cells, and you're equal to what your one battery in here is for one battery, and you can put two in, giving that radio 7,000 milliamp hour, double the capacity that this one provides. So I don't know why you did that. So if you could go back to this, that would be something to think about. Really. I know you did a lot of work there to tear that bay apart and to put that lithium pack in there. Again, I don't see why you wouldn't go this route. I don't know if it's, you know, it's just me. But I'm going to dwell on that a little bit because I'm a fan of using these kind of batteries. So there's that. This button, fix this button. If you long press this on airband, you'll lose all your frequencies that you put in. So get rid of the scan ATS feature on the same button. Scan only ATS on something that's less benign, you know, less of a problem. You know, I don't know where you want to put it, but put it somewhere where it doesn't really matter if you long press it. Seriously, maybe, I don't know, one of these buttons here. You long press it like the mode button. Long press the mode button. There's your ATS. Boom. Done. Who cared? You can't mess it up on a mode button. That's where you're going to put it. This video is getting long. I usually don't make them this long. Yeah, I'm having fun here, guys. So yeah, better VHF UHF reception? No, it's doing good. I like it. I like the VHF UHF. I'm really impressed with it. Just, you know, be up by a window and you'll pick up everything with it. So overall impressions for this radio. This radio is for the enthusiast, the experimenter. It's not for your casual guy who wants to do single sideband. I want my radio single sideband, dude. You just go get a Texan 990 or 880. Just get one of those and you'll be happy. But if you want to do a little bit of everything and play with all the different bands and explore different antenna options, playing around those LNAs, your band pass filters, you can turn it high and low pass. You know, I haven't noticed any bleed through, so you might with big antennas, but with smaller antennas, no big deal at all. And but yeah, there's a lot you can explore with this radio. App control, it does work, and it doesn't add any noise when you're recording, so that's a bonus. So overall, it gets a maybe recommendation from me because the fact of price, it's $260. It should come down, I think. It's just me. The battery capacity could be higher if they went back to 18650s because you can put 2 of these in there again. Just going over the same old thing. But yeah, that's what it is. Like, it's a maybe from me because if you're not into this radio, it's not for you. If you're into the looks, it's for you. It's kind of like an in-betweener. You gotta like what it has to offer. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. It went a little long, but I wanted to show more what this radio could do. So give me a like if you like the radio, like the review. 2, if you like Retekess products, want to see more, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future reviews, comparisons, band scans with this radio. And of course, 3, comment down below what you think about the TR113 compared to, say, the Ratty RF919. What do you prefer? Let me know. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.